Skis, rifles, sweet headbands. This is Biathlon, a timed ski race where you shoot at rifle ranges along the course. It's awesome, but also kind of odd. There's no other sport that combines athleticism and weaponry the same way. Although it's popular in Europe, most Americans only know it from whatever James Bond movie that was. It's for your eyes only, by the way, but that's not the point. Biathlon isn't just a trivia answer. It's a competitive, professional sport with military roots that stretch back centuries. And it all started in Norway, with a guy named Oscar. Oscar Wergeland was a Norwegian military officer who loved skiing. In 1865, he wrote a book of ski drills for his troops. Before then, members of the Swedish and Norwegian Border Patrol had been meeting for contests that combined skiing with rifle shooting. But Wergeland's book turned the combination into an official exercise, and the idea took off. Throughout Europe, militaries began building up their ski troops, and by World War I, soldiers on both sides were fighting on skis. After the war, the creation of the Winter Olympics gave ski troops a new purpose. In 1924, a demonstration of skiing and shooting was added to the first ever Winter Olympics. It was called Military Patrol, and the participants were soldiers from nations attending the Games. The Olympic demonstration continued for a couple of decades. But beyond the Olympics, ski warfare continued. In 1939, Finnish ski troops fought the Russians in a World War II invasion called the Winter War.
Finland fights on!
Although they lost the battle, the Finns used alpine skills, particularly skiing, to inflict major losses against the Russians. As World War II evolved, countries on both sides saw the success of Finland and started creating propaganda for their own winter warfare battalions. The United States had its own winter unit, the 10th Mountain Division, which prepared for conflict in Europe by training on mountains in Colorado and Washington State.
He learns how to wax his skis.
3 years after the war ended, military patrol was demonstrated for the last time at the 1948 Olympics in St. Moritz. But that didn't stop amateurs from competing on their own. Civilians began hosting competitions combining skiing with shooting, and that led to a petition for official Olympic recognition. In 1960 at Squaw Valley, the sport returned to the Winter Games as an official event called Biathlon. That was the moment biathlon went from being a Norwegian military drill to a competitive professional sport. Although rules and headwear have changed through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, modern biathlon is a clear product of its military origins. The sport mimics the sharp transition between physical effort and mental focus experienced by soldiers in battle. Biathletes shoot when their heart rate is extremely high, and their breathing can make it really difficult to hit 5 targets in a row. But unlike soldiers, the penalty for modern athletes is only more time or just more skiing.